Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is Orange and Blue today. Cecil, Lammey, and Andrew Mason is on assignment. So I'm here to talk about the Broncos defense. And will the Broncos defense shut down the Saints offense? That and more on today's program, because we've learned something about the Saints offense. It's not great for them. No Chris Olave, as he's dealing with a concussion. He is out for week 7 against the Broncos. No Rashid Shaheed, as he's going to have knee surgery, and they don't know yet if they're going to put him on IR, but he's certainly not going to play on Thursday night against the Denver Broncos. So this means guys like Bub Means, a rookie from Pitt, is going to be their leading receiver in terms of wide receiver. Cedric Wilson will be out there as well. And then you're going to expect a lot of the tight end position. As of time of this recording on Wednesday, I'm not yet sure if Taysom Hill is going to play. Talk more about that when that is made more distinct, because obviously he's a weapon that can be used even as a quarterback, as a fullback, as a tight end, just kind of a weapon on offense. That is Taysom Hill. He's missed a couple of games. We'll see if he, in fact, is back. Could it be a lot of Juwan Johnson and Foster Moreau? Yeah, it's pretty ugly on the Saints side of things in terms of their offense. So will the Broncos defense eat? Will Vance Joseph's unit really take it to this team? And will they take it to a rookie quarterback in Spencer Rattler? Now, we'll get into the discussion about the other receivers that are going to step up or will need to step up for the Saints. But it comes down to Spencer Rattler, a player that certainly when he was younger, a little bit more of a jerk than he is today. I appreciate the way that he's matured. I talked to Spencer at the Senior Bowl, and I enjoyed my conversations with Spencer Rattler. Now, in watching him on film and at the Senior Bowl, I don't see any sort of elite traits where you can say that one thing he does better than anyone else. It's not like with a Joe Milton, where you saw Milton coming out of Tennessee, like he has a rocket arm. He's also really smart. He's also incredibly athletic. So, okay, there's a Joe Milton who goes as a late round pick. And then you have Spencer Rattler as a late round pick. Unless the Broncos hadn't taken Bo Nix, that's part of the conversation. As we know, the Broncos liked Spencer Rattler perhaps more than other teams. They had a higher grade on him than a 5th round grade. I had a 5th round grade on him. So, I see him more as a reserve quarterback, and that's about it. You saw last week against Tampa how Spencer Rattler struggled with pressure. Now, Clint Kubiak, the OC for the New Orleans Saints, is doing a good job of keeping things simple for Spencer Rattler. He doesn't let him, read too much of the field. It's basically one half of the field, and it's high read, low read, take off to run. And Rattler will do that. Now, Rattler also throw off his back foot, throw off platform way too many times. Everything that he did in college, he's still doing now. One start, right? We'll go to the preseason. He looked good in the preseason. We'll go to the one start against the Buccaneers. Should have had 4 picks. He had 2. One pick was dropped, and one pick, defense is paying attention. They picked that thing off. But he'll be dangerous with the football, and he'll be desperate to make plays, and he'll be facing a swarming Vance Joseph defense now, most likely without Pat Surtain, but still up front. Guys like Jonathan Cooper, you will hear from Jonathan here in just a little bit, just swarming around, ready to make plays on Spencer Rattler. So, what do they do to kind of protect that? How do the Broncos counter that? I say just keep bringing more pressure. Pressure and Spencer Rattler do not go together. If the pocket is clean and the looks are good, I'm not going to say easy, but if the looks are good, and Spencer Rattler, will look somewhat comfortable. He did against Tampa at times, look somewhat comfortable, and they had the lead in that game at halftime, and then they lost the lead specifically in the 4th quarter. And the thing about when Tampa went into garbage time mode and New Orleans was trying to make something happen as Tampa kept scoring, I believe it was 20 points in the 4th quarter, Spencer couldn't do it. Now we take garbage time for Bo Nix and the Chargers game, he did do it, 189 yards in garbage time. So we'll see how that happens, but keep the pressure up on Spencer Rattler. You don't need to drop 7. You need to just rush him, make him uncomfortable, get him off his spot, and then you trust a Levi Wallace, who's the highest graded player for the Broncos last week, whether or not you believe or trust Pro Football Focus. They did grade the Broncos, and they graded Levi Wallace as the highest player, offense or defense combined. You got to trust Riley Moss. He's rock solid every single week. I feel like they have another shutdown corner, although Surtain is at a different level, a true shutdown. But Riley Moss could be a number 1 corner for a lot of teams out there. He's the Broncos' number 2. Jaquan McMillan, really good. You worry about the tight ends, though, because if they're not running out 3 receivers, again, they have lots of receivers banged up. And so you look at it and you go, okay, is McMillan really going to be able to do much because they don't have 3 receivers out there? You don't necessarily want them on a tight end. You won't be needing to play that. You'll be playing a lot of base because they'll be playing a lot of, heavier packages. They're going to try to run the ball at you. They're going to try to use Alvin Kamara. Now, Kamara banged up, not quite what he used to be, not the, super dangerous Alvin Kamara, but still a veteran back that doesn't waste any motion, that knows how to gash you on offense. And that can help set up play action passing for Spencer Rattler. And again, it's a Clint Kubiak system. So just think of the old Jake Plummer days, a lot of bootlegs, a lot of rollouts, a lot of play fakes, and you're going to maintain your discipline. If you're, let's say, a Nick Bonito, you're going to have to maintain discipline because Spencer Rattler will put the ball out there looking like a handoff on, a stretch play to the right. He'll tuck it, turn back around, and go to his left and throw. And that could be a wide open play, could be a big touchdown for the Saints. So if you're someone like Nick Bonito coming off that edge, you must maintain your discipline because this team's going to try to, kind of razzle you a little bit in a way that we are very familiar with in Denver. We're fortunate to be the foundation of the Shanahan system that has taken the league by storm, except for actually in Denver, which is another story that I'll get into later. But you must maintain discipline. This is one of the reasons why when I had a chance to talk to Jonathan Cooper this week, I asked him about discipline. I'm going to go ahead and play the whole interview. But here's what Jonathan Cooper said this week about facing the New Orleans Saints.
Your body, right?
Just the recovery. I would say the recovery and then preparation, getting ready for the game. Obviously, like scouting the opponent, make sure you watch your film and get it in. So yeah, I would say you gotta know your opponent, gotta know the playbook and everything like that. So watching film and recovery are probably the 2 hardest things about this week.
Not a lot of film really of Spencer Rattler, but from what you've seen, what impresses you? What stands out?
I just know he's a competitor. I know he works hard. Obviously, he's here for a reason, and he's starting out here for a reason. And with any NFL level quarterback, you got to make them uncomfortable. If you let them catch a rhythm, if you let them do what they want to do in the pocket and dictate on their terms, then it can get dangerous. So just got to make sure we take care of business.
Sean Payton's talked about offensively getting off to a fast start. Defensively, what are the keys for you guys to really hit the ground running in New Orleans?
The same thing. We got to start fast. I feel like we started slow last week, and I think it was just credit to do past injury. The energy kind of went down after that and stuff like that. We have to be able to have guys and have good enough leadership in order to keep the defense going, keep us up, spirits high and stuff like that, and making sure we start fast no matter what they throw at us.
Discipline is important every week, but this week you're going against the Shanahan Kubiak system. Mm-hmm. How much more of an emphasis is that against the wide zone? They try to make you get out of position.
Yeah, no, you gotta be exact. You gotta be right on with your assignments, your alignments, where you're going to be at. You can't get outplaced or outgapped or anything like that. And he can take advantage of any small mistake or any small misstep that you take. So you got to make sure that you're right on point with where you're supposed to be.
Coop, this is a homecoming for Sean. Have you guys even talked about this? Has it been mentioned in team meetings? Like, this is, you may not say it, but this is probably a big deal for that guy for what he did for that community.
Yeah, no. Obviously, he's a legend there. He's a legend in general. I'm sure he's excited, but what he's expressed to us is that he's just focused on us getting our 4th win, and I know all the players are focused on that as well.
But just, when you get in that stadium, though, I think you guys are gonna feel that buzz too, right?
Yeah, no, of course. I've never played there, so I'm excited to actually play in that stadium. I heard that it's loud, so I'm excited for that, and I'm sure they'll even be more amped because of our coach. But we're all behind him, and whatever he says goes, and that's focusing on our 4th win.
You mentioned how the energy went down a little bit when Pat went out last week. Assuming you are without him this week, how do you prevent that from happening?
Yeah, leadership. Just needing more leadership on the defense in order to keep guys' spirits high and making sure we lock back in and get into it. Like I said, we got to start fast. We can't have any easing into games, and I feel like we've kind of done that a little bit these past 2 weeks and stuff. So we got to make sure we start fast, and I credit it to just leadership and older guys on that defense, just getting guys going like myself.
Thanks, Coop.
Thanks, Coop. There you go. Starting fast. It's really an emphasis for this team and for the Broncos defense. We'll see if they can do that against a rookie quarterback. You would feel good about their chances to do just that. And you want them to do that because that's going to help out your offense. Now, your offense must return the favor. This is the week where you call in the favor to the Broncos offense. And I'll talk about that in the pregame. Andrew Mason is going to check in from New Orleans with a little pregame video himself. So we'll, a little double dip for you tomorrow on Orange and Blue Today. Good to have Mace back again. He's on assignment. But this Broncos defense needs to start fast. How do you do that? You make him go 3 and out. You make sure Kamara doesn't wreck you. You make sure those tight ends don't get you over the middle. They will test Justin Sternad. They will test Cody Barton. They will test these guys in coverage. And then receiver-wise, it's, you just don't want them to get a play you weren't expecting. All due respect to Bub Means. All due respect to Cedric Wilson. These are not players that should be tearing up Levi Wallace and Riley Moss. They just shouldn't. Now, if they get a play here or there, yeah, whatever. It's football. It's going to happen. But you don't want that to become, like a regular thing. And you don't want them to kind of get you in that manner. If you look forward to this Broncos game and this Broncos defense, the energy without Pat, you're going to have better energy. And I believe they will. I believe Vance Joseph will have them ready. I believe there will be a buzz and electricity as much as there can be, because honestly, the Saints shouldn't score that many points. And I don't want to be tremendously ridiculous, but if they get over 14 points, 17 points, I would be shocked. Again, anything can happen in the pros. There can be a special teams touchdown or a defensive touchdown for New Orleans. But offensively, the Broncos defense should be able to handle them. Again, not easily, because nothing in the NFL is easy, but they should be able to handle them. They should be able to pressure the quarterback and get after things because he doesn't have many targets to throw to, and his big targets are down. And the ground game with Kamara isn't going to be the same. So with Spencer Rattler, also I've noticed that if you just make him go to the side of the field that he's not reading, it's like tilt, right? It's going to make him hang on to the ball and be confused because he doesn't hang on to the ball. He'll drop back, he'll read high, he'll read low, and he'll take off to run. But if you muddy up those looks and it looks like he can't scramble, then he's going to look over to the other side, and that's when you got him. So getting sacks, I would say 5 sacks in this game sounds good. 2 picks in this game sound good. These are all reasonable against a rookie quarterback. And against that rookie quarterback specifically, what can you do in the middle? You want to stay tough there. Malcolm Roach, John Franklin Myers, Zach Allen, doing so many things. I mean, middle pressure will make everyone, including a rookie quarterback, look especially mortal. So you've got an Allen, possibility for a sack or 2. Coop with the possibility for a sack or 2. Nick Benito, Jonah Ellis, always coming in with his hair on fire. Like he is a player with that energy. It's what he had in college. It's what he's doing now for the Denver Broncos as well, where he's playing with that nonstop motor. So you love to see that rotating in, with the second unit of pass rushers here. And we'll see what happens with Baron Browning. Again, they've opened his practice window. Well, I feel better about McGlinchey playing on Thursday than I do Browning. More on that tomorrow, on tomorrow's show. But this is something that defensively you need to take advantage. They're down a bunch of receivers. They don't have Chris Olave, who's a Pro Bowl level receiver. We don't yet know about Taysom Hill. Like, you have an opportunity. So get after it. Swarm him. And don't let your foot off the gas. I think that's something important because, garbage time stats matter. And a team can get back in it. Hell, the Broncos almost got back in it against the Chargers as they went on coasting mode. It wasn't prevent defense, true prevent defense. It was, soft zone. It was coast mode. Let everything underneath you and rally to the ball. And the Broncos almost got back into the game. You don't want to allow the Saints to hang around. It's their place. You'll have coaches on the Saints side that are fired up to beat Sean Payton. Not everybody's his friend in that building. You'll have a fan base that's super excited. Maybe when they want to stick it to their old coach, they love their old coach. They still want to win. They want to show them that they're okay without him. So you have all of these emotions running high. Good thing the players will be dialed in to getting that 4th win. It's not about, get the win for Sean, but yeah, it would be nice if the Broncos to do that. The defense has to lead the way, but the offense must pay them back. They must support them with a ground game. On tomorrow's pregame show, Mace will be checking in, and then I will bring you some Audric Estime video I'll bring you some Adam Troutman video as well in talking to them in the locker room on Tuesday. Like, this team has the opportunity to really defensively, kind of suffocate the Saints offense. That's what you're looking for if you're the Broncos. And then don't let up. Like, you're up by 20, don't let up. Like, keep sending the pressure. Have some of your younger players, maybe play more of Jonah Ellis if you're able to build a lead. Play more of Nick Bonito if you're able to build a lead. Just have these young rushers out there to help you out and to benefit your team as they move forward. So it should be a good day, a banner day for the Broncos defense. I mean, the Broncos defense is one of the best in the league. They're facing a rookie quarterback with no weapons outside of a banged up Alvin Kamara and maybe Taysom Hill. So he's got a gadget guy and a running back who's banged up and not the player he used to be. And he's a rookie. You better win, and it better be big. Now, a win is a win. So at the end of the day, if they beat the Saints, I'm going to be happy. But style points kind of matter in this one. Some disagree with that. I've had the conversation with people. No, it's on the road, and, Sean will be up in his feelings. Yeah, go get him. If I'm the Broncos, you go get him. So we'll see if the Broncos can do just that. Is Orange and Blue today, every day here on YouTube. We certainly appreciate you, and let's get a Go Broncos. I'll have the Orange and Blue post-game show after the show on Thursday night, after the game, on Thursday night. Of course, we bring the show to you Monday through Friday, and of course, Saturday sometimes when they play on Sundays, and Sunday the recap show. So we are here for you. Andrew Mason on assignment. Again, check his socials if you want to see a little bit more. Send him some well wishes, as we all love Andrew Mason, and we certainly appreciate that. We appreciate your time and attention, your most valuable asset. So do us a favor and check out denversports.com. Bookmark it every day. We don't have a stupid paywall, so you can come out there and read what you want to read and enjoy it all at denversports.com. Sign up for our free Denver Sports Daily and like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you never miss a vid for this program. I'm Cecil Lammey saying thanks, everyone. Stay tuned, and would you please stay frosty.